The composition and role of the House of Lords. Introduction. The House of Lords is the second or upper chamber of the British Parliament. Historically, it is the oldest legislative chamber in the world. Its membership is not fixed. Its members are not elected directly by the people, they are appointed by the King or Queen. It is a permanent house that is never dissolved. It is generally stated that the House of Lords is a hereditary house. Composition. Members of the House of Lords are listed below. A. Princes of royal blood. Male adult members of the royal family who have attained maturity and fulfillment are required by the House and are appointed as members of the House of Lords. They, by custom, do not take part in the proceedings of the House. Generally, their number is not more than 2 or 3 at a time. B. Hereditary lords. Historically, this category included landlords and powerful people on the land. About 9/10 of the total number of members belong to this category. The Crown grants peerage, and he may create as many peers as he likes. C. Scottish peers. Scottish peers are 16 in number and are elected by hereditary peers of Scotland for each parliament. D. Irish peers. By the Act of 1800 for the Union of Great Britain and Ireland, the Irish peers were entitled to elect 28 peers for life to represent them in the House of Lords. Since the establishment of the Irish Free State in 1921, no new peers have been elected. E. Lord of Appeal. The House of Lords is the highest court of appeal in England. So it is necessary that it always contains a number of eminent judges and lawyers. There are 9 law lords who are appointed for life and paid salaries. Their duty is to assist the House in the performance of its judicial functions. F. Spiritual peers. 2 archbishops and 24 senior bishops are the representatives of the Church. They retain or hold their seat in the House of Lords as long as they remain in church services. G. Life peers. They are the people who have held high offices in the state and have since retired, for example, ex-ministers, ex-speakers, ex-politicians, ex-scientists, ex-bishops, ex-judges, and distinguished scholars. Numbers of members. The number of members is not fixed. At present, there are 778 members who are called peers. Their number is added from time to time by new creations. Disqualification. The following persons cannot become members of the House of Lords. A. Minor. B. Convict. C. Insane. D. Bankrupt. E. Woman. F. Present member of the House of Commons. Presiding officer. The House of Lords is presided over by a Lord Chancellor who is a member of the Cabinet. Privileges. The privileges available to the House of Lords are as follows. A. Access to the Crown. Every member of the House of Lords can access the Sovereign, the Crown, to discuss public affairs. B. Freedom of speech. The Lords can express their views freely and without any pressure. C. Right to publish opinion. The Lords can publish their opinions in official papers. D. Freedom from arrest. No member can be arrested when Parliament is in session. E. Exemption. It enjoys an exemption from serving as jurors. F. Determination of peerage. The House has the right to determine disputed claims to the peerage. G. Right to receive writs of summons. They have the right to receive individual writs of summons to attend Parliament. H. Right to record protest. The members of the House of Lords have the right to record a protest against any decision of the majority of the House in the journals. J. Right to act as a court. The peers have the right to act as a court of final appeal. Powers and functions. The House of Lords is both a coordinated branch of Parliament and literally a court of law. It is ordinarily described as the highest court of appeal. Its powers and functions can be explained in different categories. Details are given as follows. A. Legislative powers. The most important function of the British Parliament is to enact laws. An ordinary bill can be introduced in any of the two houses. Money bills can be introduced only in the House of Commons. An ordinary bill passed by the House of Commons is sent to the House of Lords, and when it is passed by it, it goes for royal assent. If the House of Lords refuses to pass an ordinary bill and sends it back to the House of Commons, the House of Commons passes it again, and in between these two passings, a period of 1 year lapses, so the cost of the House of Lords is not necessary. On the other hand, if any ordinary bill is introduced in the House of Lords and the House of Commons refuses to pass it, the bill will die. To be brief, in legislative spheres, the House of Lords is only a delaying chamber. B. Financial powers. In the financial field, the powers of the House of Lords are less than those of the House of Commons. Money bills, according to the Parliament Act of 1911, can only be introduced in the House of Commons. Whether the House of Lords passes it or not, after the passage of 1 month, the bill will go for royal assent. The House of Lords cannot reject it, they can only delay the passage of the money bill by 1 month alone. C. Executive powers. The Lords have the power to ask questions of the government and have a full right to debate its policies. It also enjoys a share of cabinet membership. But they can only examine cabinet ministers, they cannot pass any disapproval against them. The Prime Minister belongs to the House of Commons, as the cabinet is collectively responsible to the House alone. We can say that the House of Lords' control over the executive is insignificant. D. Judicial powers. The House of Lords is the final court of appeal in Britain, and the Lord the Chancellor also acts as the Chief Justice of the country. All peers have the right to hear appeals, but in practice, they are headed by law lords. The whole House never meets a court of appeal. E. Other powers. The House of Lords performs an important function by discussing social and political questions that are not ready for legislation.